Hi guys.
Good morning.
We are here at the salon with Kristen, and today we're going to be answering a bunch of your questions and give you some tips of how to talk to your stylist.
This is kind of an exciting thing, right?
Right, right, it is.
There is
right?
a little bit of an art, because I even feel the same way sometimes.
Yes, and many of you have said, especially when you have a complicated hairstyle, like I do, communicating with your stylist can be difficult. So we're going to try and help you with that and also answer some of the questions that I often get. So we've started with the consultation part, and I shared with her actually a couple of pictures to kind of show her.
I personally love the photos. I mean, some hairdressers may not like them, and I love them because it explains, you know, like I always say, my caramel's not your caramel. So it just is a perception in which, like, I'm able to go, okay, I see what they want, what they're not having, and I can actually maybe deliver a little bit better than what I had, or you know, or if it's a whole new thing. So that's what I like.
And if there's any issues that they've been having with their hairstyle,
like Sharalee's been having a bang issue, so we're gonna fix it.
We're gonna fix it. So, you know, that's where I think it is important to tell your stylist, hey, you know, I've been struggling with this. What can you do? So, as a stylist, what is the best way to tell you?
Personally, I like to start, you know, we'll talk the positive first, you know, okay, how to go,
That's good.
It's kind of obvious. Show me a picture of inspiration. But with that, I know for me, I actually love it when you guys bring like a photograph, whether it be of yourself, of, you know, 10 years ago or yesterday. Like, I don't care. It just goes to show me when you maybe loved your hair the best. But I also like to ask, like myself, like, what did not go well? Because a lot of times you sit in the chair and all of a sudden you're like kind of on the spot, you know?
Right, and you feel shy. And you don't...
like a new client comes to me, it is a little difficult because I don't know that person. So oftentimes when they're like, do whatever you want. Now some hairdressers may feel like that's a creative outlet. That's awesome. That may be for that client. Sometimes I look at it as like, that's a pass or a fail. Like,
the pressure.
You're either going to be on it or you're going to be off of it.
That's
and
true.
I think the window of on it might be a little less than what, you know, you might like it, but anyways. So I usually try to go with that and go like, have a direction. Like, okay, so when they're like, do whatever you want, I'm like, okay, let's talk about, you know, say you said that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So are you liking it lighter? Then I start to kind of narrow in on like, the coloring aspects, and if it's just a cut, do you like this length? Are you feeling a little long? Then I might say, are you struggling with anything in a particular area? Hers was a little bit of the bangs today. So I do like the negatives as well, because guess what? I'm not going to do that then. You know, we're going to fix that. So I'm not afraid of that. You know, I want you guys to be happy, and that's for me, and I think most stylists are like that. I think that sometimes for us to be able to deliver is best when you can communicate as quick as possible and be able to have that clear spot. So the positives and negatives also really help that for sure.
Okay.
So
awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get started on my coloring and my cutting, and as we go along, we're gonna continue answering your questions. So stay tuned.
Hi.
All right. So hello, we're back again. As you can see, she's making great progress. So we just wanted to first start. I have gotten a lot of questions about what my style is called. Several of you have said that you want to know what to ask for. And
that is a valid question. I think that makes sense. You know, want to know, but sometimes there, I think maybe isn't always like a name for it. Which is tricky, right?
Yeah, right. If someone were calling over the phone and saying, I want to get this X style of hair.
Sure.
Just to give you an idea of what to plan for, what would they ask for?
I think like with Sharalee's, knowing that she has short hair, she has a lot of hair. So that is something that's really helpful to let people know, you know, a stylist know, is like, I have really thick hair, but I would like to go with a short cut, you know, above my shoulders. I think Sharalee's, when asking about her type of a cut, you know, I don't, you know, it could be like Lisa Rinna's cute little short shag when she has it shorter, or it could be like a long pixie. So maybe don't focus so much on the name of the cut. Okay. Just let them know I have short hair, I'm looking for kind of a longer pixie. I think that right there eliminates, and just let them know you have a lot, or I'm kind of thinner. So time-wise, it's a big thing.
Okay.
I know particularly, like I love, like I said before, I love photos, but you know, maybe narrow down a couple that you like love, and they don't have to be the same color as you or that you're going to be or whatever. But the photos, you know, maybe bring your top 3 and kind of. As a stylist, a lot of times I like it because they can show me 3 and I can find the cohesion in those.
You can see where they want to go.
And, you know, if they've got a bright purple streak in every one of them, I'm thinking they might want purple.
You're like,
Shirley hasn't brought me that yet, but
no.
but I did have a surprise one the other day. We wanted pink, which was
right. Yeah, that's a new blush pink.
It is. It is.
Bringing pictures, but narrowing it down to like 3 instead of, you know, don't bring 50.
Yeah.
Because
as much as I'd love to look at all 50, I probably got it in the first 3 of like.
Probably 3.
Yeah, especially I think when you go to experienced stylists, like we've been doing it a while, and as much as like videos can be helpful, I mean, I use them for educational purposes all the time of watching things, but sometimes in the salon, we don't have like, I hate that it's about a time thing, but it is, and we just don't have the time to watch the full thing. Okay. So I think that's why photos, even if you've watched a video and you're able to screenshot part of it,
right,
I mean,
sure.
that is helpful as well.
Okay.
If you're wanting to truly deliver what you saw on that video, you know? So
color-wise, I've gotten the question, first of all, what color does she use and what brand of coloring?
Okay, perfect. So today we are actually, we're not actually doing anything but using just Lightener. So it's pretty basic. She has a nice, cool, ashy, natural tone by herself. Mm-hmm. I would say she's probably like a level 5. Level 6 is a little, 5.5. We'll just say 5.5. When in doubt, go half, you know? But definitely on an ashier scale. And so, and what as well, her highlights are on the cooler side. So both of those together, which right now trendy-wise, definitely cooler tones, whether you're a platinum blonde or everything is cooler right now.
My base is so dark.
Yeah.
I've had people say that their stylist struggles to get them as bright as they want to be.
And that is very true. And so you usually got to pump up the volume. But when dealing with like natural hair, and like Sharalee doesn't have a previous colored hair. Like I didn't put a tint over her. Okay. That is all. She's not like all dark. So that is helpful because when you pull up her own natural color, typically I can get her lighter. And not, I know stylists, it's so true. Not everybody can get as light. So keep that in mind, you know. But I think that the trick is making sure your sections are fine. And I know I do these highlights, and I like the way that the foil acts as a little bit of it's like a little oven. So it gets these
helps cook
brighter.
The hair a little brighter. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure it's done.
Yeah, and also so you had asked, I use Blondor, Wella Blondor, bleach, Lightener, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
If you want to get fancy, call it Lightener, and we'll do that.
Okay, but it's basically bleach.
Yeah, it is bleach.
I'll say it's bleach.
Fancy verbiage.
Right.
Everything's fancy these
right.
days.
Right, exactly. Lightener.
Or you can fancy up anything.
Yeah. So, and did you say a volume 40?
Yeah, I use I started in the back with her with 30 because I do go pretty high because of the fact that she is darker, and we're trying to get her to for sure 10, if not 11. Okay. And then actually, like if I ran out almost towards the top here, and then I popped it up to actually 40. So only because I wanted to process equally, and it will be done quicker, and as well as obviously she's got a lot. She only comes in to get her hair colored like what? Every 3 months.
Yeah.
So we aren't doing this every time because I think with short hair you don't have to unless you're covering gray or something like that. You don't really need to do it as often.
Okay.
Then there's this really, and then listen, we've all had a little breakup here and there of a client and stylist relationship.
Yeah, as we know, it's never easy.
No.
To have to tell a stylist that maybe you've been going to for a long time, or even just a short time. You just feel terrible. I know I've had to do it, and breaking up with your stylist is never easy to do. So I think there are times when maybe just communicating better with the stylist can help.
Yeah.
But
it may not be their skill level. It's just maybe a lack of communication. Something's missing. But if it's after 2, 3, 4 times, maybe it's just that it's time.
So if you are feeling like after maybe 3 or 4 tries to that they're not listening, or that you're coming home with something you really don't want, then it might be time to break up. Right. And from a stylist perspective, I've always wondered
how that works,
and how they feel, and do they feel as bad as we do, or are they happy that we're just going to be happy and move on?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. There have been, I think some hairdressers don't get real close with their customers. Mm-hmm. I think I find that I talk about my clients all the time. Yeah. And I'm kind of like not friends. That I have no life, it's just that like right now I'm a little spread thin in my personal life. So you don't see as much of your girlfriends anymore. And so guess what? I tend to, enjoy my clients. I'm lucky. Right. I have amazing people. So, but I think that I do want to make those people happy, no matter what. If I love them, we're friends, because there comes that whole thing. Like, I think just because maybe they're not doing your hair correctly, you still care about them as a person. Yes. And it is awkward. It's weird. But I know for me, here's the deal. Say you have an appointment and you get a call, maybe, in the middle of the night. Yeah. Or when I'm not here at 6 in the morning. Yeah. And you're like, you know what, I'll call you back. I'm going to have to reschedule in 2 weeks. Just don't do it the day of. That's always courteous. Don't cancel the day of, or even within 24 hours. Yes. It's nice to give a little more notice so that they can fill your slot. For sure. So then you leave on a good thing, because guess what? You might go try and it might be like grass wasn't so green on the other side. And right. You also might have this new appreciation. That is true. So don't burn that bridge. That's right. Because you might be like, I love them more than ever now. Right. You find out, maybe it was okay. Or not, whatever. Right. But I know I've been doing this a little while to where, like, look, if you get that phone call and they're like, I'll call you back, you know what? I know it's a little awkward and they don't call, but we get the point. It is what it is. Okay. And sometimes, you know what? I've had a couple clients that's happened with over the years that, and then guess what? You run into them, at the local. On the street. Wherever. In the store, yes. And, I've seen some of them hide. I've seen it. I recently got one that I hadn't seen in years, and she goes, I finally found you again. So now she's coming back. It happens. Mm-hmm. That's right. It happens. And so I think that is just giving time, and if you don't want to, I don't think there's really a need for explanation. I think we that's good, because I think that's what I know. I felt like I had to give the whole spiel, right? Like you're breaking up with a boyfriend or something, like I have to tell you why, right? And that you're wanting that explanation, but that's good. So I know for me, I don't. I mean, we get it. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. And in the big picture, we want you happy. So that's all that matters. That's what I mean? Now, on that vein, yes, if somebody, whether they're looking to break up with their stylist, but they're going to be needing somebody new. So what are your tips, like maybe from people who have found you? How do people typically find a good stylist? Personally, like at this point, I mean, it's pretty much word of mouth. I know there's a lot of different outlets. There's social media is huge these days, but you might find that haircut, and just like you guys might be watching this and you're across the country. Yeah, right. But I mean, it's maybe just not realistic to go, find someone that far away. I am a huge fan on, like, you see someone's hair wherever, at the diner, when you're eating breakfast, ask them where they get their hair done. Okay. And you know what? I've had a few people, like, Sharalee's haircut is quite known around this town. I swear I get more people from her, and so it's true. Usually when they go, she has short. I know where I know who you're talking about. Exactly who it is. Well, and that's honestly, I get stopped in the parking lot, in restaurants, at the store, at checkout. I have people pull out their phones, ask to take a picture. Sharalee is very cute herself. Okay, so it's not just the hairdo. I think she is put together well in that it's kind of a package. You know what I mean? Like, you're very sweet. Thank you. So she's good advertisement only on the fact that she is good advertisement. So. Well, everybody can tell from the way it's easily styled. They know it comes from a good cut. So. It is true. It is helpful. Yeah, so. That's right. Yeah, but I think so. Yeah, I'm a big advocate on you see someone's hair, ask them. And I know I've had this question, if Kristen knows any stylists like in other states, Florida, New York, Texas. Unfortunately, I would love to, and if I do, I definitely let Sharalee know. So she can pass the word along. Yeah. All right, guys. So as you can tell, I'm all nice and bright. She's all fresh. She's got a freshie. So, yay! Woohoo! Thanks for coming along with us today. Hope some of that advice helped. Yeah. Yes, it's very helpful. And continue to ask your questions and
periodically we'll do more of these videos to help you guys out.
For sure.
Thanks so much for watching. Bye.